So what happens when two third-generation Arizona women authors who are passionate about their state start talking about experiences, insights, and memories of different places? They don't stop talking. They write a book, and then they start a podcast. Welcome to Celebrating Arizona with Julie Morrison and Lisa Schnebly Heidinger. Grab your favorite drink and settle in. We're celebrating Arizona, going everywhere from A to Z. And we're off.
And welcome to All Souls 3.
That's right. So bringing a series to a close.
Yes, and it reminds me a little bit of the church calendar that the church would always post what Sunday it was on a board that looked a little like, with the removable months and numbers and so forth. And so it would be, Pentecost 1 or Pentecost 23 or whatever, because Pentecost seemed to go on forever. And All Souls has but one Sunday, but in our world, it is All Souls 3.
That's
yes.
right.
Yes.
Making us a little more church-like.
Possibly. Reverent toward we can claim reverence, perhaps.
Very good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea. Yeah. Church, not so much, but yes.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Depending.
That's quite all right. And so let's see. And so you will take us to our first destination today. Where will we go?
We're kind of going to Winslow. Although
kind of going to Winslow.
We have one toe in Tucson because the story that I'm about to share with us is also shared in a book by Sinclair Browning, who went by Zeke, but her real name and her pen name was Sinclair. And the reason this showed up in her book was that it was collecting stories about mothers who had reached back across the veil to their children, and the children had contributed things. And my own mom had contributed this story. And we'll talk about the mug in a minute, but that's part of the fun too. So there's a little bit of background to it. Mom grew up mostly in Winslow,
yes.
817 North Campbell. Her dad was an amazing builder and, could do anything with wood. And that was about it. So Grandma dies first. They had a screened-in porch. You and I went to that house.
Yes.
And the porch went like an inch close to the sidewalk. I mean, you were right. And Laurie and I used to sleep on that screen porch.
I remember you saying that.
You could hear people walking like right there to you. But anyway, Grandma had curtains up, which was helpful. It smelled wonderful. It smelled like cotton and dust and sun, and I love this. But the curtains were looking pretty bedraggled, and Grandma was gone. And so Mom's dad said, we really need new curtains out there, and I would love Virgin Mary blue curtains. So just that color.
There's a descriptor.
European,
wow.
Marys tend to have.
Okay.
And what he didn't understand was that if you wanted fabric in Winslow at that point, you had to go to Rasco, which was kind of a general store. And there was one large table with whatever fabric came from wherever for whatever. So the choices were very limited. And Mom didn't even think there was going to be 16 yards of a fabric, let alone 16 yards of Virgin Mary blue. Yeah. But off she goes to Rasco because she thinks, and she's picturing calico prints and plaids and God knows what, and little bits of and blah, blah, blah. Well, either Grandma reached from beyond or it felt like it, because there was a bolt somewhere in this pile, and it was Virgin Mary blue. I don't know if your mother did what Mom's mother had done, so since she passed it on to us, if you were shopping for fabric, you would take the fabric and you would pull it as far out as your arm went.
Yep.
And if it came back to your nose, it was about a yard.
About a yard. Yep. Yeah.
So there she is in Rasco. There were exactly 16 yards.
Interesting.
And it had to be at least 48-inch wide, which was not common at that time. It was,
or at all. Most bolts are not
Yeah.
What are
And
they, like 2.5 or 3? Maybe they're a yard?
36 inches, 24.
36 inches. Yeah.
It was 52 inch. It
Wow.
was just, thank you, Grandma.
Yes.
And Mom really felt the deep gift that had been given, and also was aware that she could go home and say, guess what? And her father doesn't know what is sold in fabric in Rasco. I mean,
Yeah.
really, she's the only one that can kind of appreciate that, but she did appreciate it. So she took it back with her to Tucson and made the curtains and just basked in the gift. Even though her dad didn't quite grab it, she treasured it. And we all did. I was pretty young. So it was one of the first times I saw somebody from the other side, tap you on the shoulder.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
big deal.
Or I put it that, angels are throwing elbows on my behalf. Yeah.
That's very nice.
Tapping on the shoulder is far, is far kinder and gentler and I suppose angelic, but I kind of like the visual of it.
And an angel throwing up an elbow would never be a harsh thing or a hostile thing. It would be, right? Well, I guess it depends
I don't
on
know. I think they could get pretty tough. I mean, we can be pretty thick, so I guess I
that's
see
true. Yeah.
I guess I see it as in that spirit of I gotta get through to you people somehow. Come on, like pointy elbow.
So
Yeah.
now, if Grandma's in heaven, is she an angel or is that a different group?
Oh no, I absolutely. I mean, I think. Well, who am I to say who's an angel and who is
Which
not?
you can say whatever you
This
want.
is definitely not going to be my decision. But I often say that my mom's mother, my grandmother, Bunny Grams, is what we call. Yeah. That she's throwing elbows on our behalf.
Okay. That's
So
nice.
let's put it this way: if the angels didn't ask her, they'd regret it.
Oh.
To be an angel. Yes,
Oh,
I think so.
wow.
I think so. I think
That's
she would let them know that they really needed to step up.
That's nice. Another grandma thing is that my sister Lori, who had Christopher, was the first grandchild, and he was born at 8/17 on December 20th, which is double win because their house, the Winslow house, was 817 Campbell, and he was Christopher Campbell.
Oh
And
my.
8/17 on
Nice.
December 20, her birthday.
Nice.
So Mom felt like, okay, that kid is watched.
Yes,
He
for
is
sure.
clearly being covered. So
Yes.
that was a nice thing. So, yeah. So, before we break, the reason the mug is so cool is it is basically standing on the corner in Winslow. But what makes it really special to me is I bought it, God, I don't even know how long ago, probably 30 plus years. It was almost before the corner had been reestablished in Winslow as an actual almost set piece for the Eagles. So it shows Winslow Drug, which is where Lori and I would walk and have a limeade or a scoop of pineapple sherbet. And in the background, it shows Bruckman's. Bruckman's was the store where you bought Indian jewelry.
Oh,
And so
fun.
it was a combination of things that meant something to me before there was one way the corner could be. And so this mug has things that matter to us. So
Nice. Nice.
so
Yeah.
that's fun. So shall we go to a break and then come back and see where we're going to be going from Winslow?
Certainly.
Very good. Visit Flagstaff is a great first stop when you go to the mountain town. For instance, they'll tell you that this month the average high temperature is 51 and the average low 22. The annual Holiday Lights Festival is about to start at Little America, and the staff in the historic train station can tell you about many wonderful restaurants where you can gather for a warm, delicious meal before venturing out for your next adventure in Flagstaff. So, we are done breaking, and now where are we going from Winslow?
Well, you had said that we had a toe in Tucson, and I'm now going to take us fully there.
We are going. Yeah,
Yep.
and I don't remember if I mentioned that's where Zeke Brownson lived. She
Okay,
was
yes.
a Tucson girl, except for spending some time in some ranches farther south. But anyway, who cares? Because now we're going there.
We are going there, and we are going specifically to Armory Park. And I looked this up a little bit because I kind of wondered why it's called Armory Park. It's located between 5th and 6th Avenues and 12th and 13th Streets in Tucson, south of downtown. And it was the original site of Camp Lowell, which then later moved and built permanently as Fort Lowell.
Which was not even in Tucson at the time, but go ahead.
Yes, but then it was the site of Arizona's first armory building, which is no longer there, but that was the first place that Arizona had an armory building. And
Arizona
now,
or Tucson?
Arizona.
Oh, wow.
And now it is green space with historical monuments facing the Children's Museum. And the reason that it's important and the reason that I'm taking there is that I went there during the Festival of Little Angels on All Souls weekend.
Lovely.
And the Festival of Little Angels is the children's portion of the weekend celebrations of All Souls. So there is programming for children in the form of skits and puppet shows. And the best part, make or decorate your own wings. And it is also a place where families will remember children who've died.
Oh.
So several families will set up displays of photographs on the frondas. And at an assigned time, children there for the festival, wearing wings of their choice or own making, join the parade that circles the park. And there's just such goodness in watching kids be kids, but as these winged creatures. And so it is one of my very favorite images to think of the parade of the winged children at Armory Park on All Souls weekend.
How lovely.
Yes.
And in my head, there is absolutely a second parade of the children being celebrated, flying right above the ones that are walking. Because
And why not?
Why wouldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so this is part of a whole weekend celebration, which is on allsoulsprocession.org if you're interested in finding this. And it's usually the weekend after Halloween that they do this.
Because
So-
November 1st and 2nd are all
November 1st is the first Sunday, in November is All Saints Sunday,
Okay.
celebrated by the church. But in Tucson, this group, the All Souls Procession kind of organization, has its celebration on the following weekend.
Lovely.
And yes. So Armory Park and the Festival of Little Angels.
Wonderful.
Yes. And so I wrote a poem pertaining to this. But before we get to that, let's take one more break.
Okay, but only one. As the podcast partner of AZ250, one of the Arizona treasures for decades is Biosphere 2, now part of the University of Arizona, welcoming all ages to experience delights of the world and learn at their level, just north of Tucson. From the mangroves in wetlands, through the savanna, into the desert, the Biosphere 2 ocean can show us how coral growth has been slowing in Biosphere 1, the Earth's ocean. Rich environments all next door to each other for us to visit.
So here we are, back and unbroken. That's horrible. Anyway, no longer on the break, we're back. And the poem I wrote is called The Owl and the Roadrunner. And it is patterned after The Owl and the Pussycat. But to be Arizona and to be the Festival of Little Angels, we are the Owl and the Roadrunner. So, the owl and the roadrunner met to play in a mess of mingling tykes, choosing among wings to wear that day to create any angel they'd like. Owl hooted to see flapping bats. Roadrunner loved flying fish. Both cheered the Tweeties that could scare pussycats. These angels to meet any wish. Any wish, any wish. These angels to meet any wish. Once winged and gathered, the new angels aligned to circle the park as parade. Family applauding the wings they'd designed and what splendid angels they made. While Roadrunner raced to note all the prayers offered to young ones departed. And Owl soared silent, lifting the cares of the sorely bruised and broken-hearted, sad-hearted, sore-hearted, lifting cares of the bruised, broken-hearted. 3 laps of the green, then the parade turned from procession into party time. Angels scattering, laughing, lines in order adjourned in laughter like festival chime, while Owl pushed cares through carved pumpkin eyes and Roadrunner chased prayers toward dawn, that all would transform with the light's rise, all souls filling with love never gone, never gone, never gone. All souls full because love's never gone.
Beautiful and so true. So that's another, when I was thinking about the light, I thought of the Easter sunrise service. I don't know if you ever went when you were in Tucson.
No,
on
I
a
didn't.
mountain.
I never did. No.
Okay, yeah. But another early morning. That's nice.
Yeah.
Prayers being left into the morning. I remember when Sedona was little, she sang, I bet the angel that goes around and collects prayers from overnight then goes and types them all up on a golden typewriter for God.
Oh, I love it. How
was
fun.
Obviously before computers, but yeah. I thought, oh, cute.
Oh, that's lovely. That's a great image. Yeah. And so what will you be reading for us today?
So this is a double good. This is from Feathers Brush My Soul, which is Sinclair Browning's book about people whose mother have reached back across and made their present. And the words are by my mother.
Nice.
About her mother. So here we are. One night when my father was hospitalized with pneumonia, I dreamed of Mama. I saw her in a beautiful lilac dress with a cowl neck, like she had sewed for herself many times while she was here. She was beaming at me, a happy, glowing smile with an excited radiance in her face. Then she was gone, and I awakened. The next morning was what turned out to be my last visit with Daddy, and he turned his face away from me as I left. I thought it strange because usually he watched me all the way to the door. The hospital called us shortly after that to tell us he had passed away. I wasn't surprised. I kind of knew from Mama's smile the night before that she knew she was going to get to welcome him home, and she shared her joy with me in my dream. So, yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. I'm sure she came.
And some people absolutely have dreams like that. Yeah, I've heard versions of this story from many people. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I've never had one. Have you?
I have not.
Yeah.
But I know they happen.
Yeah.
And what marvelous blessing.
Yes, that somebody's coming back to say, hey,
Yeah.
guess what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was some poet? Heaven is the idea being that from this side, we only see the parting. From the other side, they're seeing almost the birth. So heaven is saying, here they come. And we're just going, oh, there they go. But if we're lucky, we're thinking, yes, but a lot of people are saying. One of the things my dad always said is, the older we get, the more the communion of saints is made up by people who love us, that we love. Mm-hmm. And
That's a nice image too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
And we'll have to find the poet. My first thought was it sounds a little like Emily Dickinson.
I
but
was going to say I think Emily Dickinson.
But we'll have to. That'd be a fun little research project.
Okay.
So I clearly need to go do that. And in the meantime, this was All Souls 3 of 3, and we thank you for joining us very much, and hope you will come back for our next session, which will not be All Souls. It will be something else.
That's
but
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we'll surprise them because we'll probably surprise us.
Surprise ourselves. Yes. So
Very
join us for the
good.
surprise.
All right.
But now we'll just say thank you and bye for now.
Perfect.
We'd really like to hear from you about anything this show led you to think about. Write to us at celebratingaz.com. The wizard behind making a conversation into a podcast is Tom Heidinger. The music comes from Daniel Blatten. And I'm Dana Cooper.